Okay, question 3 for practice Provincial B. Solve the following system of equations. 4x plus 2y equals 8, and negative 3x plus y equals negative 1. Okay, we discussed several different ways to solve systems of equations in class. One was solving by elimination, the other was solving by substitution, and finally we could graph it. We're not provided with a graph, so I'm not going to graph this system of equations. Right off the bat, doesn't look like there's any easy elimination that we can do, so I will solve this by substitution. To do that, I'm going to take this equation, and I'm going to rewrite it so it looks like this. So remember, in substitution, we want to rewrite the equation in such a way that we get either y by itself or x by itself. In this case, since y is already sort of by itself, I'm going to rewrite it to be like this. Okay. If you're curious, all I did was I added 3x to this side. If I add 3x to this side, I have to add 3x to this side. So now I get this equation. Okay. Just change colors to show what I'm going to do next. Okay, so now I have a value for y, which is equal to 3x. I'm going to take it and I'm going to substitute it into here. So remember, this is what we do in substitution. We get a variable by itself equaling some equation, and we can substitute this equation for this variable. Right, so the first equation will now look like this. 4x plus 2 times y. Well, y is really just 3x minus 1, and this is supposed to all equal 8. There you go. Okay, we'll expand the bracket. So 4x, expanding this using multiplication. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and this is equal to 8. Okay, group like terms together. We'll get 10x's all together. Minus 2 equals 8. I can bring the 2 over to the other side, so I get 10x equals 10. And dividing both sides by 10 as follows gets me the following. X is equal to 1. Well, looking at our answers, the only one here that has an x value equal to 1 is this answer here. So 3 is equal to C. Now, that might not actually be correct. If assuming we did this part correct, right, then the answer would be C. So what we really need to do is, to make sure we actually are completely correct, take this number and substitute it in for x there. Switch colors again. So now we get following. Y is equal to 3 times 1 minus 1, which is equal to 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So we have a y coordinate of 2 and x coordinate of 1. So far C looks like a great answer. But again, this is assuming we did this part correct. Okay. Now, how do we check? Well, if I want to check to make sure I did this correct, I will take this number and I will substitute it into there. I will take this number and I will substitute it into here. So I can check and see if it actually does give me the correct answer. Switching colors again to show what I'm going to do next. Let's use this one. So, the first substitution we get 4 times 1 plus 2 times 2. This is supposed to equal 8. Well, 4 times 1 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. So, it works for the first equation. But we need to do the same substitution in the second equation as well. So, we'll do that substitution. I'll do that in a different color. I like my colors. As most of you guys know in class, I try to always switch colors around. So, substitution, negative 3 times 1 plus 2, and this is supposed to equal negative 1. Well, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, add that to 2, and that equals negative 1. So, 1 and 2 work for both equations, so the answer is actually C. And we'll check our answer book. There it is. And yes, it is C.